Warren Fiscal Court, Friday, May 8th, 2020 is now called to order. I want to welcome everyone and on this meeting and want to ask Esquire Rex McWhorter to offer a prayer, and I'd like to ask everyone to please stand for the pledge immediately following, as Esquire McWhorter will also lead us in the pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for all the blessings that you have given us. We thank you for our country, our state, our county leaders, as we ask for you to bless our leaders, and a special blessing to Judge Buchanan as he leads our country and our county. We pray for healing of our nation. We ask for you to heal the sick and the suffering. We ask that you will continue to give us wisdom that we may make decisions that are pleasing to you. We thank you for your Son that gave his life that we may have everlasting life. We ask that you go with us this day, that we may say and do the things that are pleasing to you. We ask all these things in your name, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
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 Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, and indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Here.
Esquire Payne.
Here.
Esquire Young. Esquire Young. Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Okay, we need to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of April 22nd, 2020. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? We have a motion to approve. Motion by Cummings, second by Young. Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
He's there.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you all. At this time, we're going to pause from the agenda because the big thing that we're all thinking about 24 hours a day is this COVID-19 response and how it's going. And I know the people at home are concerned as well, and I'm getting calls every single minute of every single day about how we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing, how quickly are we going to level out, which we have pretty much plateaued at this point, and how quickly are we going to get them back to work and get businesses reopened and get the economy moving again. Those are all important questions, and I have asked the Barren River Area Health Department Director Matt Hunt to join us now, and I'm going to give him the floor because he's working in a little bit of time to give us a report before he goes into another meeting. Matt?
Thank you, Judge Buchanan. I appreciate this time with you all this morning. I'm going to go over some of the data as it relates to Warren County, but also regional data. And so as of yesterday afternoon, we had 764 cases within our health district. I'm proud to report 210 of those have recovered. We do have 18 deaths across the 8-county district. As it relates to the counties within our 8-county health district, Barron has 21 cases, Butler 126, Edmondson 42, Hart 11, Logan 40, Metcalf 2, Simpson 30, and in Warren County 492. 131 of those have recovered, so that's very good news. We do have 2 deaths in Warren County, 2 deaths in Simpson, 2 in Logan, 6 in Edmondson, 6 deaths in Butler. And as you all can see from the data, this is not a centralized issue. It's throughout our 8-county district. I received several questions. What does case investigation look like? What does case tracing look like? And so I'll cover just a little bit of that this morning for you all. Typically on our communicable disease team, we have nurses, epidemiologists, and a community health worker that has significantly blossomed over the last couple of months. We have repurposed the majority of our workforce across all 8 counties to address this. We've trained multiple people, again, to function in this capacity, which is not what they were initially hired to do, but this is what they're doing now. We've got a great team at the district, but just to go through what a case looks like, we have to have a positive lab result first. And so I know sometimes things are spread on social media and just grapevine communication and so forth, but we actually have to have the lab report in front of us. So once we get that lab report, we will contact that individual if it is a positive case. And then what we do, that's called an investigation. We'll go through about a 10-page document in an interview fashion over the phone with that individual to sort of retrace their steps the last 2 weeks or the last 14 days. And so then we do contact tracing. And so we stratify those individuals and we counsel them and we call them based on the risk level. Just because someone happened to, pass someone on a sidewalk or, see them in the hallway or something of that nature, that doesn't necessarily mean they're a contact. And so the contact would be a prolonged exposure to that individual. But in both scenarios, you can think of the case, if you will, as the hub of a wheel. And then the spokes coming out on that wheel are the contacts. And so we reach out and do the contact as well as the case investigations. I'm very excited. I know Judge Buchanan is as well, to get businesses up and going. Judge Buchanan serves with me on the Warren County COVID work group. We have 8 county COVID work groups as well as a COVID work group dedicated toward our international community. And that's been the recurring theme is we're excited for things to reopen. But I'd like to remind everyone that social distancing, hand hygiene, and wearing a mask or a face covering is essential. We're not going to stop the virus in its tracks. Transmission will continue. But the important thing is if we can continue the great work we've done, we can remain at this plateau and not tax our healthcare system. And so we have plenty of facilities willing and able to provide care for us if we don't overtax it and overburden it. I think that's all I have, Judge Buchanan, unless you have any questions or however you want to handle that.
Do any of you all have any questions of Matt before he has to go? One thing I wanted to bring up, for weeks, I've been trying to prepare everyone for the fact that we were getting ready to start a lot of new testing, which we have done over the last couple of weeks. And we have tested a lot more, but as I've told everyone over and over again, as we do additional testing, we're going to find more positive cases because there are more positive people out there. But I believe that our cases right now and our contacts, even though they're going up because we're doing so much more testing, I believe that they're leveling off as far as the percentages of people out of that testing. I think we're seeing those actually going down. So, Matt, do you have anything to add to that?
We're thankful to have the Kroger testing site the last 2 weeks in Warren County, and sort of the strategy going forward is, for health departments to either A, to provide the specimen collection, or B, work with community partners. And so we're going to go the community partner route. Again, we've got a great medical community in Warren County, and our staff currently at the health department, we have 2 shifts working 8 to 8 at night, Monday through Friday. And we have folks coming out on Saturday and Sunday. And so we're very busy with the case investigation side, but we're going to partner with the medical community, that public-private partnership, provide testing. I think it's a great testament of that this week. We've significantly increased testing throughout Warren County, and I really appreciate Ronnie Pearson and his hard work as well as the judge to make that happen. I think that's it, sir.
All righty. Any questions before he has to get on his next call?
I have a couple of, if I might, Judge.
Okay.
Matt, the people who are like the ones that come to these last 2 weeks at South Warren, how quickly are those showing up in like the governor's numbers or what's being shared and so forth? How quick is that transition from being tested to actually being reported?
Good question. The little clinics differ a little bit than your typical screening environment, since that's coordinated through the governor's office. Within 48 hours, those test results should be back. But the should be back part, they are back at the state level, not at the local level. And so with the little clinic through Kroger, again, 48 hours, and those go straight to the state, and then they get keyed in and report it, and then they are funneled back to the local level. Traditionally, if a specimen's collected at a provider in town, we get the results at the same time as the governor would. This one's a little bit different.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone on fiscal court?
Matt, this is Rex McCorder, and I have a question. I have seen some people that were tested positive that are now being called and said that it's negative, which is a great thing. Of course, it's scary to be tested positive, but then it's a good thing that it was negative. Do you know what kind of percentage that would be? I've had three or four people that have Facebooked on that.
Do you know if were they tested at the Kroger facility?
I'm not hearing you, Matt. Sorry.
Were they tested at the Kroger drive-through testing facility?
I think so. I would say local. They're local.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Since we don't, actually collect those specimens, Kroger would be the medical provider, and we would get the results, secondary. I have been in conversation with the healthcare leaders at Kroger Little Clinic, and I know they had a couple of issues like that. I'm saddened to hear that they were told that they're positive and then told negative, but thankfully there were a few of those that happened due to an issue at the lab. Again, that's sort of out of our control here, but we're very, very thankful that those individuals are negative. And again, that's just a handful of folks, and we've tested, or Kroger has tested, rather, a couple of thousand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Matt, thank you so much. I know you've got to get on another call, but I appreciate you working us in this morning, and it's very helpful to have direct communication to not only our fiscal court members, but anyone who's watching this online or on television. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you and all the hard work you're doing. Also, we have a report from some people that we're meeting with on a regular basis, and trying to do the Lord's work and getting people back to work. We have Meredith Rosansky and the president of the chamber, Ron Bunch, who are with us today, and I'm going to turn the floor over to them because I know they have other things they have to get to too, but they want to communicate with you all directly and with the people at home about this initiative to help rebuild our economy.
And thanks, Judge and Fiscal Court. When this started, we shifted into the mode of being available to any business in the region. So if any business or business leader needs assistance, if they'll reach out to us and get a hold of us, we'll help direct them in the right way. We are also, because we do the economic development work, staying in contact with our manufacturers and helping them navigate these times, and many of them will begin ramping back up here shortly. And so we've been doing a variety of different things. I wanted Meredith maybe to touch on some of the other specific initiatives and where business leaders or citizens could go to find some information?
Certainly. First, we created a bgchambercovid.com website, and so we've been very careful to stick to only true and tested sources. So, of course, all of our government agencies, direct links to where they can find information, everything from all of the incentive plans that are available to them, where individuals can find information on unemployment. I'm really trying to help people navigate what are the resources available, and we've sort of bucketed it very easily on the website. We started very early on, every Monday and Wednesday, doing general business calls at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and so bringing on local experts from our local law firms and accounting firms to talk through how you navigate the different incentive programs that are available, how do you avoid pitfalls related to the acts that have come out from the Fed. Making sure that our businesses are well informed. Anybody can go to our website on that bgchambercovid.com under business-to-business resource calls, and all of the prior calls are available for them to listen to now that they've happened. We also have been doing, we started off daily, now we're doing twice a week calls with all of the manufacturers and distribution companies in the region. Making sure that they had the information they needed. Many were critical infrastructure companies and continue to operate throughout this pandemic. So we want to make sure they were getting the latest and greatest information, staying up to date on the guidelines, chasing down answers to them. Matt and his team at the health department has been instrumental to that help. The labor cabinet, we've talked to Assistant Director Lynn Whitehouse almost daily, making sure that they're getting the information that they need. And then also hosting roundtables with our businesses in the different sectors, so our restaurants, our lodging partners, and others, to make sure that we're responsive to what their unique needs are and tracking down information for them, making sure, again, that they have the latest and greatest information. As we all know, some things are changing hourly, so there's a lot to keep up with. In addition, we've been providing daily updates to our targeted businesses on the things that are changing that pertain to them. So again, as Ron said, really trying to be a resource, not just to our partners during this time, but to every business in the region. So if they have questions or have concerns, haven't been able to get through to anybody, they can email us at info@bgchamber.com, and we will help them track down and answer them.
Meredith, would you just touch a bit on the PPE, what we've done with that?
Sure. Obviously, as we look forward to reopening, with the guidelines that have been put out by the state, there are quite significant PPE requirements for companies. We did create a page on our website. Again, if you go to bgchambercovid.com, if you look at the personal protective equipment box, you can see the link to all the companies in our local areas that are providing the various PPE. Also, if you are a business that has the ability to provide PPE, you can register at the bottom. We will list you for free. And so, again, we just want to make sure that there are available resources. Also, during this time, for companies that are hiring, because not everybody ramped down, some businesses, this has been a peak for them. We have posted their jobs on our job board for free, so job seekers can go to our job board on bgchamber.com and see the available positions that are open. So if they are in a layoff position with their current employer, they can find either temporary or new employment through another employer.
Any of you guys have questions that you'd like to ask in regard to getting businesses back open and getting people back to work?
I think y'all doing a great job, and the main thing is that manufacturing get back on board and get people back to work. That's a huge thing. So thank you all.
Yes, sir.
I really appreciate you all taking the time to join us here on this at this fiscal court meeting, and perhaps we can count on you to give a report at the next meeting as well. You're doing a great job of getting out daily reports online, and I think that's very helpful for those people who are getting online and seeing what all you all are doing. But I appreciate the great working relationship we have with the Chamber, and the great job that both of you guys and all your staff do.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate Fiscal Court. And just as a positive as we come off the call, I would expect 5 to 7 press releases in the next 30 days about positive economic activities that are happening in our area. Next week we've got a pretty big positive news story we're going to push out, so stay tuned. We'll make sure you all get that so you can share it. So even through this, there's a lot of positive things happening that'll begin lifting our economy back up.
There are, and I appreciate the fact that you all are sharing all the people who have who are sources for and have a good supply of PPE, because not only are we're finding that we're getting it a little more easily than usual, but literally every business is going to be looking for masks, cleansers, sanitizers, gloves, everything else. So, yeah, the thermometers have been very difficult to get, those touchless thermometers, and they're a necessity for every business. So I appreciate you all continuing to make that available to not only our membership at the Chamber, but all the businesses in this region. Thank you all. You do a great job.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. If there are no other questions, I know they've got a lot of other things to do. I want to remind everyone, whether you're going back to work, whether you're staying home, or whether you're just going to the grocery, wearing a mask is a good thing. No one can force you to wear a mask to go out in public, but I'm asking you all to wear a mask when you go out in public. They're easy to come by. This one was made for me by a good friend, and I wear it a lot, and sometimes I just throw this around my neck and look like a bandit or a cowboy, but these work. These aren't surgical masks, and they're not N95s, but they do protect other people from your coughs or sneezes or accidental liquid expulsion from your mouth, in whatever form, but they also protect you. So if everyone's wearing one of these, it's going to cut down on the spread a great deal. But also all of the other things you need to do when you go back to work, the frequent cleansing, the social distancing is so important. If you can't arrange your businesses to be 6 or 8 feet apart, then you really need to put up dividers. I saw that Pan Austin is making dividers for workstations that can't be separated distance-wise. They're making physical dividers for businesses. There are a lot of other ways to do that as well. But social distancing, wearing masks when you go out or when you see the public, whether you're going into someone's business, and certainly if you are operating a business, or your business and your employees should absolutely wear a mask of some sort to help protect your customers and the other employees. So I want to just make sure that everyone understands that is vitally important for limiting the spread, slowing it down, and keeping it slow, and it's vital to safely reopening all the businesses that we need to do right now. And we're opening businesses back as quickly as we can do it, as quickly as they can get prepared to reopen, and as quickly as the state government will allow us to reopen businesses. So it's very important. We're very interested in getting everyone back to some level of normal and back to work and helping to rebuild the great economy that we've had here in Warren County and South Central Kentucky for a number of years that we came to take for granted. We don't take it for granted so much anymore. But thank you all, and I'm going to move on because we've got a pretty good agenda as well. I did want to let you know that we have some additional, and I'll go over this at the end of the agenda, but we do have some additional sites next week. The Kroger site, today's the last day. So South Warren High School sites will end today at 5:30. But we have 4 and possibly 7 sites throughout next week. And some of them are already scheduled and firm, and a couple of them are still being lined up. But I'll go over those at the end of the meeting, and I'll give you all copies of where they are and when they are, and the way that you sign in to each one. We ask that people pre-register. They're taking people if they can, if just drive-ups, but they don't. But the likelihood you're going to have to wait is more likely if you just drive up without an appointment. So we're trying very hard to get everyone signed up, and we're getting a great deal of help from our friends at the United Way, the 211 service. They are really stepping up and doing a lot of work for us during this COVID crisis. All right. We're going to move on to item number 5 on the agenda. It's to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
All right, Squire Lawrence, motion.
Second by Young.
Second by Young. And any questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. The next item is to approve personnel changes for Warren County.
Motion by Gorman.
Motion by Squire Gorman,
Second Cummings.
second by Squire Cummings. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next item is to approve the March 2020 Treasurers Report. Questions?
So moved.
Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second?
Second by Cummings.
Second by Cummings. Any discussion or questions? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Next item, number 8, is to approve the court facilities local government reimbursement form for the Warren County Justice Center.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne. Second?
Second by Squire Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next item is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $1,405 to Knights Mechanical for work on the HVA system at Ephraim White Park.
So moved. McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter,
Second by Squire Payne. Second by Young.
second by Squire Young. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 10 is to approve determination in the amount of $3,950 to Mr. Fireplace, Alan Mansfield, for custom metal work in the visitation booth at the Warren County Regional Jail. There were 3 quotes received, and this was the lowest and best quote. And it's paid for through Squires Capital Improvement Funds. And that was motion by Squire Cummings. Okay. Second?
Second by Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Any questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 11 is to approve a determination in the amount of $4,500.17 to B&P Glass for replacement of windows at the entrance of the community room, door number 108, and the window inside the room at the Warren County Regional Jail. 3 quotes were obtained, and this was the lowest and best quote. This is also paid for by Sakaris Capital Improvements. We have a motion.
Motion, Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence to approve, second by Squire Gorman.
Squire Payne.
Squire Gorman.
All right. Any discussion or questions? Taylor Harmon. Okay. All right, then, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the next item is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $14,640 to Cooks Direct for kitchen tray delivery carts, and this is replacing the 20-year-old carts that have been repaired over and over and over again and were in dangerous condition. This is no cost to the Warren County. It's paid for through Sakaris Capital Improvement Funds, but we need to approve this, so do I have a motion to approve?
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings. Who was the second?
Second McWhorter.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Any questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
I just hope we never run out of Securus Capital Improvement Funds. Hope
Well-
that fund continues forever.
They've been very helpful to the jail. I guess,
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
okay, the next item is to make part of the record the County Road Aid Cooperative Program Agreement revisions. And the estimates in the budget have changed due to the COVID-19 virus, and unfortunately, it went down a bit. But we need to go ahead and make part of the record these. And since the money is involved, I'd like to get a motion to approve.
Motion by Gorman. Squire Young.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Young. Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, item number 4. Go ahead. Who has a question?
Is everybody's audio is Mark Young?
Yes,
Is
sir.
everybody's audio as bad as mine?
No, yours is a little bit worse. Yours is slower. It has more of a float. I was going to ask you about that, but I was going to wait till after we were over and get with you and Nikki, but I'm not sure what it is. You must be calling from China or somewhere.
I don't,
Close to it.
yeah, pretty close. Yeah,
Yeah, but there is a float.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
I could tell by the way Marie was acting. I mean, I'm sorry, Brenda was acting when I would answer.
Yeah, yours has a delay.
She
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
that at all of our meetings.
Okay.
When you talk, Mark, don't worry about it.
All righty. The next item number 14, is to approve change of scope to the Aramark Warren County Regional Jail Food Service Contract. This addresses the price per tray and the population sliding scale. Are there any questions about this? Jailer Harmon, pardon me?
McWhorter makes a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion by Squire McWhorter. Second?
Second by Squire Lawrence.
Second by Squire Lawrence. Okay, any other questions? All right, you're off the hook, Stephen. Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Obviously, they all read through all of their information and understood the process here and why it was needed. The next item, number 15, is to approve first reading of ordinance 2019, authorizing a lighting agreement between Warren Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation and Blevins Farm.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second by Payne.
second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. The next item is to approve the county clerk's claim for calculation of motor vehicle and boat bills for 2019 in the amount of $20,064.90.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne to approve. Second? Anyone?
Squire Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Mark, when we watch you, it's like watching an old Bruce Lee movie.
I don't think they meant anything about your age, Mark. Anyway, moving right along, the next item is to accept the bid from Mike's Pest Control LLC in the amount of $11,400 for the Warren County Parks Department. This 24-month contract for all parks buildings, and Mike's Pest Control was the only bid that we received, so obviously it was the lowest and best.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne, second by
Second by Cummings.
All righty. No further discussion or questions? Pardon
I have
me?
a question for Chris. I just had a question for Chris. How does that compare to our previous contract?
Chris, are you
Yes, sir.
on, buddy?
It's a little bit higher than what we had with the previous vendor for the 24-month period. It was basically several $1,000s higher in regards to what the previous company had on several locations. It was about $20 per application. On some of these, it's about $30 to $50, depending on the location. So it is slightly higher.
Just a quick question: do we have any ever thought about maybe rebidding it, or just let it roll the way it is?
We sent out, not only did we publicly advertise it, we also sent out and sent it to the previous company that was awarded the bid. We did get several responses back that at this time they did not want to bid it out. So we'll do whatever the court would like to do.
I believe, from what I understood, the previous company just found that they way underbid last year, and
It's the pricing we had previously was not it wasn't comparable to market pricing with the right now.
any other questions? Okay. If there are no other questions, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 18 is to approve the determination in the amount of $19,988 to Red Ranger Media for purchase and installation of video and presentation equipment for the courthouse in the courtroom, fiscal courtroom, purchased through guidelines of presidential declaration regarding COVID-19.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second, my Gorman.
second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 19 is to approve the determination in the amount of $25,878 to Broadband Business Systems for purchase and installation of broadcast and live stream equipment for the old courtroom and the fiscal courtroom at the courthouse, purchased through guidelines of presidential declaration regarding COVID-19.
Motion by Squire Payne.
Motion by Squire Payne. Second?
Second.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Further discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, the next item is to grant authority for Public Works to advertise for the construction of a roundabout at the intersection of Small House Road and Elrod Road.
So moved, Rex McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter, second.
Second by Payne.
Second by Squire Payne. I'm sure there are questions about this. If you all haven't gotten all the detail, I know you've gotten the stuff in your packets, but I believe Josh has discussed this with you all. Some of the, well, all of the property that we're acquiring to do the roundabout has been, is being deeded to us at no cost. And this should drastically improve the safety of that particular intersection, where there are a lot of, not big accidents, but there are a lot of accidents. Any questions? And that area is also building up fast, and there are a lot of residential homes out in that direction. So this will improve traffic flow, speed of traffic, and the safety for the people who are using that intersection every single day. Any
I just want to say quickly,
Yes.
Thanks to Josh Moore and all of the work on this. This is a much needed safety item for that area. It's going to be a great addition for Warren County.
I agree. I agree. Josh, if you have anything that you'd like to add to it, you're welcome to join in, but I think all the fiscal court is pretty much aware of the details of it, but if you want to add anything that I didn't already say, you're welcome, if you're on here.
Just wanted to let everybody know, people always backtrack term on a construction project, but we do intend on putting this out for public bid in the next week, and a fairly short turnaround. There's still some uncertainty on the beginning of the school year next year. Because we're so close to Jody Richards Elementary, we desperately need to get traffic moving in anticipation that school would start like it always does. So we're going to have this moving pretty fast. You can get questions from citizens, direct them to me by all means, but we're really hopeful we can limit the amount of construction to now, and hopefully we will be at least fully functioning by early to mid-August. That's it.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know for sure because they haven't decided yet, but if we can get there early August, I think we may beat the school opening if we can get it finished by then. If we get late August, we may have a conflict. And that's anybody's guess right now. Pardon me?
We've got some thoughts on how we allow traffic to still function even if we haven't everything. So once we've got a contractor, we'll know on that plan for a construction, and I'll let you guys know what that is.
Okay. Thank you, Josh, and thanks for your hard work on this, and thanks for your hard work on the Beach Bend Road completion. As I understand it, we've got everything out of the way now, and Scotty's taken over and should be finished in a couple of weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, talked to Scotty's late yesterday. They're going to site Monday. They may start bringing some equipment over today or over the weekend, and they've got 2 or 3 weeks of work, weather permitting. Fairly simple, and that facility's out there. And so I've reached out to property owners in that area, and we're going to meet to finalize a few just details on grade work and those kinds of things. Once Scotty's is there. So
okay.
It's moving finally.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no other questions, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All righty. Next item is to approve determination in the amount of $6,700 to Ellis Interiors for replacement awning material on the front and rear awning at 1141 State Street, single source provider. Material was damaged, however, existing frames and anchors were in good condition.
Motion for Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings.
Second by Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Okay. Any questions? Discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next item is to accept the only bid received for a used dump truck for the Warren County Road Department from Jeff Basham, doing business as JBS Truck, in the amount of $45,000. This is a 2016 dump truck with, I believe, less than 20,000 miles on it. That's 19,000 sticks in my mind, but anyway, it's about half of what the new one cost. Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second by McWhorter.
second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item number 23 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $2,061.05 to Newegg Business for Ubiquity Equipment to finish the internet project for the Buchanan Park safe room. Motion by anyone.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence to approve. Second.
Second.
Second by Squire, was that McWhorter?
Yes.
Okay. And any questions or discussion about this? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Item number 24 is to grant judge executive authority to sign contract and memorandum of agreement with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet for the roadside inmate work crew program.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second by Squire Payne.
second by Squire Payne. Further discussion? Do you have anything to add to that, Jailer Harmon? Are we all good to go?
Good to go, sir. This is the next 2 years of the 2 deputies and the inmate crews for both deputies that do all the work with the state highway department, picking up trash and doing other projects for them. We've got a great relationship with them, and this just continues that partnership.
Thank you. Good job. No questions or discussion, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Item number 25 is to grant judge executive authority to sign deed of conveyance between Stagner Farms LLC and Warren County for parcel 1 and 2 of Mackenzie Meadows subdivision and H.A. McClard Jr. subdivision. This is for the construction of the roundabout at the intersection of Small House and Elrod Road. Do I have motion to approve by Squire Payne, second by anyone?
Cummings.
Second by Squire Cummings. Any discussion or questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Item number 26 is to accept the best bid from Clark Beverage Company for the vending machine contract for the Warren County Parks Department. There was another bid, but this is considered the best bid. Are there any questions about that? Do I have a motion?
By Gorman.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second. Please say again. Who was the second one?
Payne.
Oh, okay, Squire Payne. All right. Are there any questions of Mr. Comer on this? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter, Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next item is to approve Order 2007, reappointing Mike Davenport to the Board of Adjustments.
So
Motion,
moved.
Squire Lawrence.
Okay, I think that was Squire McWhorter and Squire Lawrence.
Correct.
Okay. Any discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Judge, you skipped number 27.
Pardon me?
You skipped number 27.
Okay, we'll go back to that next then.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, thank you. Now back to item number 27 is to grant authority to purchase items for Wellness Edge Grant. All items will be reimbursed through the grant at no expense to Warren County. This will provide for ADA accessible access at Fillmore Park, Old Stone Side, water access, wheelchairs, and accessibility items to allow kayaks and canoes to be modified for disabled clients and citizens. All items are single source. Do you have a motion?
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings. Second. Do we have a second?
McWhorter.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Okay. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Now we'll go to item number 29. Approve determination in the amount of $1,750 to Booth Fire Control for the yearly fire sprinkler inspections and fire pump test at the Warren County Justice Center. Just for the record, you all already know this, but we just need to put it on the record. Booth Fire Control is a business owned by Esquire Gorman, and but I think that this was the lowest and best quote.
Motion by Cummings.
Motion by Squire Cummings.
Second, McWhorter.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Any questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Abstain.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, on item number 30, we have the same notation to make, and you all already know that, but this one is to approve determination in the amount of $2,548.50 to Booth Fire Control to inspect, rework, and repair 60 extinguishers as per the fire marshal's 6-year increment request.
So moved, McWhorter.
Motion by Squire McWhorter. Second.
Cummings.
Second, Squire Lawrence.
Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Abstain.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next item is to grant authority for the Warren County Sheriff's Department to enter into an agreement with the Warren County Public Schools to add an additional supervisory SRO, a Sheriff Resource Officer position, This is salary, IT expenses, estimated fuel, vehicle maintenance, required firearms, cell phone, and air card. I don't know what the heck that means. Would be fully funded by the Warren County Public Schools, though. I guess that, where they say air card, I guess that's a proximity card, probably. But they're all furnished by the public school system, and the Warren County Sheriff's Office will pay $3,500 per year toward the payments for the vehicle utilized for the SRO officer.
This is a great deal for Warren County, so Cummings to approve motion.
All righty. We have a motion
Second.
by Squire Cummings.
Second, Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. This is a good deal, and it's also the right thing to do. So very appreciative of the sheriff's work and also the school board's partnership, and appreciate their relationship and everything. We couldn't do a lot of what we are able to accomplish in our Parks Department, and certainly not for testing out at South Warren School, had it not, if it weren't for the great relationship we have with the Warren County Schools and the school board, and we thank them and appreciate them. Okay, we have a motion and second. If there's no
Judge, can I add?
Yes, sir.
Can I add one thing that I neglected? It's also going to include the uniform. So they'll pay for the uniform for the deputy.
Wow.
Well, I just wanted to put that in the records.
That's remarkable, Sheriff, and we appreciate your hard work to get this done, and it's obviously the right thing to do for the health, safety, and welfare of all the people who, the teachers and students at the schools, and I'm glad we're making this happen. Any other discussion or any other comments, Sheriff? Or
No, I think that the beauty of this too is that this school resource addition is going to be housed at the out at the main office for the schools. So they're going to be working right there in great proximity to everybody out there. So it's really going to help communication in a lot of ways, and they're going to be overseeing the Senate Bill 1 mandates for the schools. So they're going to be helping out particularly with that, and they're also going to be managing all the other SROs in our office. So it's really going to be a benefit to us and to them, and it builds on that continued relationship.
great job. Any questions from the court members? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And the next item, number 32, is to approve allocation in the amount of $50,000 to United Way for the 211 additional COVID-19 response and communications that they've been asked to take on in recent weeks, and they're doing an outstanding job, and the added responsibilities of pre-registration for the various hotspot intercity COVID testing.
Motion by Squire Lawrence.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second.
Second by Gorman.
Second by Squire Gorman. Any questions or discussion? If you haven't had a chance to go over and see what they're doing over there, just going over and taking a look will help you understand how responsive they're being and how helpful that each one of the operators are being to the citizens of our community, particularly in such a stressful time for everyone. And we appreciate them. All right, no other questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, the next item are to pay the bills. Will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General fund, $694,317. Road fund, $123,608. Jail fund, $478,304. And stormwater fund, $33,885. We have to answer any questions.
Make a motion, we pay the claims as submitted.
All right, motion by Squire Young to pay claims as submitted.
Second by McWhorter.
Second by Squire McWhorter. Any further discussion or questions? Okay. There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings,
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire McWhorter,
Ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Sheriff, do you have anything that you'd like to share? Anything else you'd like to share?
The only thing I'd really like to say is just I really, really appreciate the support of so many folks. I mean, that work here at for the county. I mean, anytime there's a need, I mean, we've seen Chris step up. He's helped with supplies, the feeding program. You know, we've got the road department's been great. I mean, and Ronnie with the health department. I mean, so many different areas he's had to cover down on and just make things happen. You know, so when we see needs, there's usually a phone call or two, and they materialize. And I just appreciate it, and just want to thank everybody for their hard work during this difficult time.
Thank you, and thank you for all your hard work as well, Sheriff. We appreciate you and Kevin and all of the deputies. It's a tougher job for everyone right now, and everyone is on the front line every day. We appreciate it, and I know all the people you mentioned and everyone else in every department are really team players, and they all work together to get the jobs done and help the other departments to get the jobs done. Ms. Yates, are you with us today?
I am, Judge. How are you?
I'm good. You have anything you'd like to share?
I've actually been exiled to the hallway of the courthouse. I have another State Board of Election meeting going on, Zoom meeting going on in my office, so I came out to the hallway.
All right.
Because I kind of wanted to update everybody about the election. We have got a County Board of Election meeting on Monday, so we will be finalizing a few things and kind of putting in some information, some press releases on how we're going to go about this. But of course, all of you know that the election's been moved to June 23rd. It's going to be mail-out ballots. We will have a few exceptions of in-office voting for disabled, and we are going to set up one precinct in the county, and that's all that will be open. It is out at Park. I met with Chris yesterday, and I want to echo what the sheriff is saying. Everyone here has been so helpful with everything we tried to do to set up our new way of business. Chris has been great to work with, the sheriff, everybody, and I want to thank everybody for helping out with what they have. But I want to, like I said, I know you all, a lot of your constituents are going to be asking about how we're doing this election, so I will get some information out to you after the board meeting on Monday, so you'll at least have some information to tell everybody. It's going to be a different way. People are going to be a little fussy about it. A lot of people are not wanting to do this mail-out ballot. But we're going to try to do a few things a little differently, hopefully in the county that some of the other counties are not offering. We've been working on this, like I said, for several weeks now. We've come up with some ideas, but I don't want to tell you about them until we know for sure that that's what we're going to do once the board accepts everything. So thank you all. Everybody stay safe. And that's all I've got today.
All righty. Thank you so much, Ms. Yates, and I appreciate your all's hard work. I know that you all have kept on keeping on every single day and to serve the people of Warren County so that they can access the services that they badly need every day. You've done it safely, and I appreciate all your efforts to not only do it safely, but to also to take care of of all the needs of the people. This is one place that you really can't totally close it because people need to access everything in the courthouse. Luckily, we're online for so many things, but for those items that they can't access or take care of online, you all have handled it extraordinarily well. I appreciate it very much.
We are doing everything that we've normally done. There are a couple of things that we're having a few problems with, but everything else, we're continuing doing exactly what we've always done in person.
Great job, too. Please thank all of your clerks. They've all really done a great job.
Thank you.
Jailer Harmon.
Good morning, Judge. I want to give a quick update about some of these items that were on the agenda. Now that the inmate population is down a bit, we've been able to do some things, some maintenance items, and reconfiguring the visitation booth since we've changed the way that we do visit, unrelated to COVID-19, which is a breath of fresh air right now since everything is related to COVID-19. But some of the construction items and getting some metal work done and repurpose that visitation area. I want to give a big shout out to my buddy James Markram. He took the lead on giving direction on how we were going to do those projects, and without his work, we wouldn't be far as we are in the process with that. So I want to thank him and his folks for all their help. Also, we weren't able to work safe from home with our business here, so we've been coming to work every day, and want to give a big shout out to all my staff who very few of them have had any reason not to be here at work. We're screening employees and doing all the things that everyone else is doing. So going to be looking forward to an opportunity to incentivize them for not having missed any work. I know other departments have been able to allow their folks to work from home or have modified schedules, a few days on, a few days off kind of thing. We've not been able to do that, so I'm going to look for an opportunity to give them some incentive when we get to some sort of normalcy for that. Also, running all the courts virtually here from the jail, looking real forward to an opportunity real soon to hand those duties back to Sheriff Hightower and his team at the Justice Center. So, love seeing our judges, but not this often. It's definitely changed the way we do business, but it does work. I think we've shown throughout the courts and also in our operation that we can do hearings by video. So I know it was talked about previously in the last couple of weeks about looking for opportunities not to have the sheriff's folks transporting all over the state when you need to have a quick 10-minute hearing from another county. So looking for opportunities as we get out of the COVID-19 disaster to work with him and also the other judges and courts in other counties to minimize some of those expenses just by simply using technology. Also, I think Esquire Cummings mentioned the Securus funding. Because of our commitment and extension of our contract through the end of my term with them, we were able to secure $245,000 about a year ago, which we're nearing the end of those funds. We'll expect the next round of $200,000 in the first part of June, and then in the last year of the term, another $200,000. Because of our long-standing commitment with them and the I guess we'll say jagged negotiations we had with them, we were able to get all of these dollars that we can do things here in the operation and not ask the court for more money. So between them and the Aramark funding that we've been able to get since I've been here at the jail, it's a significant amount of money, and I'm going to require at some point that Greg appreciate that publicly. I'll give him a summary, that way he knows what all we've spent it on, but want to share that with the court. So when you see that on the agenda, those are dollar improvements and things that we're making that we don't have to ask the court to fund. So we appreciate that opportunity. So if anybody needs anything from the jail, we're here, and we're well. The inmates are well. We've been down in the 500s for the first time, and I think I'm told about 8 to 10 years. So we're taking that opportunity to do maintenance and paint areas that normally are full of clients. So we're keeping things going here at the jail. If you need anything from us, let us know. And also a big shout out to emergency management for getting our necessary PPE. You know, it's difficult to order anything right now, and they've been able to do that for us. So we appreciate them.
Thank you so much, Jailer Harmon, and I appreciate all that you've done and all of your deputies have done over the past several weeks, particularly because that is the big difference between our jail and many others, is the amount of preparation, the amount of protection you've provided for the staff and for the inmates have really made a difference to us here in Warren County. And certainly I know that the family members of the inmates and the deputies appreciate the work environment you've provided. So thank you so much. Mr. Comer?
Yes, sir, Judge. Parks Department's doing good. As you all know, I've sent out our phased reopening plan to all of you all this past week. We're currently in stage 3, which is unfortunately our closures. We're going to be meeting with the judge, Ronnie Pearson, and Matt Hunt again on Tuesday at 4 o'clock to go over our stage 4 reopening plan. That would include opening up green spaces, walking trails, river access points, water access points, but all of our other athletic facility complexes, ball fields, internal facilities would still remain closed. And as we progress through our stage 7, which is our final stage of reopening, youth recreational sports will probably have a lot different look, at least for the short term. And so we're meeting twice a month with our local leagues via Zoom. The impact of youth sports in regards to the COVID-19 is huge. There are leagues around the state that are really struggling financially. They don't know how they're going to really recover from it. Our local leagues here, for the most part, are stable. We have been working on different formats for when we are able to get back to a new normal of what leagues may look like, and we're actually going to be sending that out to you all today for your all's first review. We will be going over that tentatively with all of our leagues at our bi-weekly Zoom meeting with them on Tuesday, and we're trying to meet with them twice a month to keep them in the loop. So we're doing that. We are supplied up. Huge kudos to EMA, Emergency Management, working with Ronnie and Travis, his whole team. We're good on supplies for the next 90 to 100 days. Really appreciate Sheriff Hightower helping us out with our Feed America program. We have 2 of those coming up this coming week. Monday will be at Eat from White from 10 until 1, and Wednesday will be at Michael Buchanan Park from 10 until 1. So we're expecting big crowds there. We're also working on various projects. During the closures here, we've been able to get a ton of stuff done. We've done a ton of landscaping throughout the system. We just finished installing the new playground at Fillmore Park yesterday. The gutter project at Fillmore Park Gym has been completed. Our paving repairs at Basil Griffin Park have been completed, and last night was the first night we were able to turn on the LED lights that have been installed on Football Field 1. So we're going to tweak those a little bit. We also had another water leak yesterday, so we got to throw one of those in there for kicks and giggles during the pandemic. So we've got another one of those that happened yesterday, but we got it dug up, and we're going to be making repairs here in the next couple of days. So we are working on reintegration plans for when youth leagues are able to get back going. But we ask that the public be patient with us, because that new format is going to look a whole lot different than what it was pre-pandemic. So we'll keep everybody in the loop, and thanks for everybody doing all they're doing.
Thank you so much, Chris, and I appreciate the unbelievable amount of work that you and your staff do. And I don't know whether someone has timed all these underground leaks, but they sure have. It's amazing how many of them have shown up in all the parks all in 1 year. And I know that adds to your burden, but I guess it's a good thing that the parks are closed during all these, or so many of these leaks. But you guys have done an amazing job, and also helping with the Feeding America program. I'm very proud of the work that you all have been doing with them, and the number of people that you've actually been able to provide food for that desperately needed it. And It's been important to our community, and as most everything you all do. But thank you very much. Mr. Moore?
Nothing to add, sir. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you, Josh. You guys are really handling it without any missteps, and it's amazing how many things happen that try to get in your way, and you keep moving forward. And I appreciate all the hard work that you all do. Mr. Young is not on here, is that right? Okay. Mr. Pearson, he has a family member who's been in the hospital, and he got them out yesterday, and right before court, he had to go and I think take them back to the hospital in an ambulance, and he just had some personal family issues that he had to deal with, or he would be here. But I can tell you, there just isn't anyone who's worked any harder or any more hours over the last many weeks. And, oh, okay, I see Tim's here. Tim, do you have anything that you'd like to share with us in regard to what all's going on with emergency management and testing and so forth?
Well, Judge, we're just still trying to work with everybody. A lot of requests for different things, PPE, those sorts of things, all the way down to hygiene needs, trying to get our special populations taken care of, working with our medical facilities, our long-term care facilities, our public safety, and local businesses. Just you don't really realize how many different pieces there are in the pie until something like this happens, in addition to still doing our normal daily business of search and rescue and just those different types of things. And it's just kind of shows what a great time it is to be in Warren County, to be able to work with the people that we have here, because everyone has really banded together and really helped us out. So like you said, Ronnie sends his regrets for not being able to be here. He had to step out at the last minute. And if there's anything we can do for you, just let us know.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. I appreciate Tim Robinson's been with us for, well, in one capacity or another for many, many years, but he's been working with emergency management for some time and is doing a great job. Everyone at emergency management, Tim, Travis, Ronnie, they're breaking their necks to make sure that everyone else has what they need to go about their business and to do it safely. So I appreciate them, and probably have more contact with them during the day than any other entity. Them, and of course I'm sure I drive the people crazy at the public health department as well. But they're necessary, and they are really, really working hard and making a difference. And I appreciate the great work and relationship we have with emergency management. And over the years, Ronnie and I've been through a number of natural disasters and what we considered real scary emergencies at the time. And I can tell you right now, and I think, I know Ronnie would agree with me, this COVID virus health concern, which is also creating a huge economic concern for some time to come, is by far the most difficult disaster we've dealt with, and the most difficult and complex crisis that we've had to manage over the years. And sometimes it's just, you know, when you know you're in, when you know that you're the person in charge, but at the same time you know that no one's in control of the situation, and it changes. The variables change on a minute by minute basis, and there's so much that you have to do to weigh the economic risk and the health concerns and the safety risk. It's sometimes overwhelming. And I appreciate having people with a lot of experience around me and that can give advice and direction, and certainly emergency management, public health have been extraordinary. Chamber of Commerce is really breaking their necks to not only help their membership, but help business in general get restored. But we've got we have two fronts, healthcare and safety, and the economy, which is also part of healthcare and welfare as well, because a bad economy creates emotional and mental stress on every individual. And for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've literally run into no one who isn't at everyone I've run into has been at the peak of their stress levels, and it's been it's a real challenge to meet the expectations that they have in getting back open safely and getting them back to work, which everyone wants to get back to work. We desperately need them to get them back to work. We need to get businesses open, and we need to get the economy working for us again and not against us. So we understand what needs to be done in 1 minute, and then the next minute something else changes and pushes us in a different direction. But I can tell you right now, I do believe that we have plateaued in this area and in Kentucky, and as quickly as state government will permit, we're going to try to get everyone back to work and back to some state of normalcy for as quickly as possible. Now, state of normalcy is going to change, particularly for the next few months, in regard to wearing masks, social distancing, and things like that. And government can't fix all that. That's going to be a matter of personal responsibility of every individual. And I'm hoping that everyone will accept that challenge to protect themselves, protect the people they work with, protect their families, and protect our community. But thank you to everyone who works at the emergency management. Mr. Brandstetter is covered up in his office and was not able to join us today, but we always appreciate his help and support. Mr. Appling, are you there?
I am, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing well. We continue to work up here. We're not seeing customers at the window, but we're still doing by phone, email, fax, messenger, and social media. So we're doing real well. It's really worked well up here, and we appreciate all the other fellows' help that's been helped us out with it. So we continue to go strong.
Well, I know you are, and your industry has not waned much, even though the economy is not doing as well as we would like for it to, and it's probably going to take us a while to get back to where we were. The construction business, thankfully, is continuing to move ahead and anticipate where we're going back to, I hope. So I'm very thankful that they've continued to work during this process, and for the most part have stayed relatively healthy. And I appreciate the fact that you've been able to work with them by phone or online or text or whatever, and make sure that everyone stays compliant with all of the regulations and keeps their permits and licenses up to date so that the people can be protected and assured that they're getting good workmanship by the contractors. And I'm glad to see you're doing well too, Bob, individually. And
Well, I appreciate the thought.
so if there's anything that we can help you with, you know how to reach me.
Right, I appreciate that, Judge. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Peterson?
Thank you, Judge. It's been a hopeful and busy couple of weeks where development applications have really, at least phone calls and those initial contacts for new developments have been up the past couple of weeks. So that's a hopeful sign for us all. The only other thing I'll mention is we have published out our zoning ordinance changes, our proposed changes that we've talked about in the past on the temporary sign regulations, and then our, I guess the short-term rentals, or sometimes referred to as Airbnb regulation changes. So we have produced we've done up a website for that to help summarize those and explain those, as well as a video that we post on our YouTube channel. You can link to all that from the website. It'll still be a couple of months of public input processes and those types of things, but just want to let everybody know that is now out there. Those drafts are available to start taking a look at those and letting people let us know what they think about them or what they want changed or whatever. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. I know, and I hope and pray that your business continues to grow because that's going to be a reflection of how quickly the economy comes back. But I know you haven't slowed much, and we're thankful for that. But I know that it's been a challenge to continue to meet on a regular basis. Are y'all doing it through Zoom or FaceTime or what?
We are. We've been conducting Zoom meetings. We had a planning commission meeting last night, and we had one the week before as well, and that actually catches us up to anything we were behind on. So we're actually all caught up now with ones that have agreed to move forward. There's a couple that we've held back. They want to wait till face meetings are possible again, whenever that may be. So we'll kind of see how those go, but we're pretty much business as normal now, new normal.
It's going to be a new normal for a while. But thank you so much for all y'all's hard work and moving the county forward.
Judge?
Yes.
Judge?
Yes.
We have a special guest here with us that he thought he might want to say a few words of encouragement to the county. So
we have the county surveyor.
He's wandered in.
We have the county surveyor, Barry Claypool.
To stay safe, Judge.
Well, I'm glad to see you're wearing a mask, Mr. Claypool, and we're glad to have you here in the courthouse. Hard at work as usual.
The sheriff has a sign on the back door to wear a mask, so I thought I better put it on.
I think it's an outstanding idea, and I hope you'll wear it every time you're out in public.
I do, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Good to see you, pal. Miss Alexia, are you here? Nope. Okay. Mr. Markram?
Thank you, Judge. I do want to put a shout out to Ronnie and his team for Vicky. Vicky's kind of like Radar was in Nice. Some of the stuff that nobody else can find. So, thanks to them, but thanks to all my maintenance crew for all the cleaning and all the hard work they put forward to make sure that everything does get some kind of there. Special thanks to all the county department heads. They all work very well. Thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Markram, and I want to thank you and all your staff and for all the hard work that you've done, not only at the Justice Center, at the courthouse, and other county buildings, but also on all of our initiatives and the extra work that comes with the COVID challenge. And I can't thank you enough for working through all those many challenges we put on you. Appreciate you. Okay. Are any of the fire chiefs with us this morning? No? Okay. Okay. Anyone else on here? Oh, there, Mr. Burrell. I got a glimpse of you there. Do you have anything that you'd like to share while we have you on video?
Thank you, Judge. I plan to have the budget ready and delivered to everybody by next board meeting. Other than that, that's pretty much all I'm doing is finishing that up.
You've done an extraordinary job, Greg, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking so much extra effort in this year. And unfortunately, as I'm sure everyone recognizes, a great deal of the budgetary process this year is going to be pure guesswork, because we don't really know how we're going to be affected in some areas because of loss of revenue or additional funds that have to be spent during this process of rebuilding. We do know that it's going to be costly to the county, and thankfully Warren County's in better shape than 95% of the counties in Kentucky. So I'm confident that we're in good shape to absorb this for the short term, for a year or so. But we don't want this to be extended. The only way for government, any government, federal government, state government, or anyone else to actually prosper and get back to some sense of normality is for this economy to get booming again, and we all need to work to make that happen. Excuse me just a second here. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm running low on battery, so I was just trying to see if I can get plugged in here and see if that helps any.
There's so many things we could say about that, Judge.
I know. I'm just thankful that you all aren't right in front of me, so you're going like this and like that, like you usually do. So anyway, I understand. I've spoken too long during this meeting, and some of you are of the age that you can't sit still that long. But anyway, I'm going to move ahead then right now and move to the First District Magistrate for anything he'd like to say. Squire Gorman.
Thank you, Judge. I'll keep it very brief. I want to wish one of my favorite constituents, my son Joey Gorman, a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. 2, thank all the department heads. Everyone's worked hard. We've said that, but what a great effort they're all doing. And 3, the sheriff earlier mentioned the air card. Judge, that's a device that goes in a iPad or some portable device that you can get on internet. And if we could purchase one of those for Squire Young, perhaps he could then join the meeting in real time. Thank you.
All righty. Squire Lawrence?
Yeah, Judge, just got a couple of things. I just want to say it's good to see everybody, even though it's electronically. It's still good to see y'all's faces and everything. I'm super proud of our community with all the stuff that's been going on. We fed over 1,000 people over at the Soke Fairgrounds for Feeding America last Wednesday. Mount Zion Baptist Church, John C. Lee, John Emma Barnett, all doing a great job. 63 volunteers showed up to Feed America last week.
Wow.
And so many other things and great efforts of kindness and goodness are being shown by people out here. I'm just really happy to be part of this community. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Tom. Squire Payne?
Judge, I'd like just to thank all the department heads of the whole county government. They've all done a wonderful job. All the employees of all the departments. I can't say enough of what they've done, and they've made all of Warren County proud, I hope. I just wish everybody would stay safe and keep their distance.
I agree with you, Squire Payne. I hope people are listening to that. Stay safe, keep your distance, wear your masks and so forth. Many people resent it and feel like they're being told to do it, and therefore they're not going to. I'm therefore asking and pleading with everyone to do what they know they need to do to protect themselves and those around them. And just as a request, please be safe, everyone. Squire McWhorter.
Judge, just thank you for going through this with us. I know that it's been quite a challenge, and I do want to thank all of the department heads, all the county employees, what they've been through. And remember Feeding America Monday at Ephraim White, 10 to 1, and also at Buchanan on Wednesday from 10 to 1. Those are, I worked the one at Ephraim White last time, and it was a special time. So everyone come up and join us working, and we'd appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Squire McWhorter. Okay, Squire Young, we'll wait for you.
Thank you, Judge. Just glad I could be part of everybody's amusement this morning. I miss everyone. Stay safe. Appreciate all the hard work from everybody. Special shout out to all our doctors and nurses and first responders, everyone that's out there on the front lines. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Mark. Okay, Squire Cummings.
Well, when you're District 6 and you go last every time, everything's always said. So,
We'll reverse it next time.
Ditto everything been shared by the other magistrates and keep up the good work. We are very fortunate to live where we live, and Warren County is absolutely the best place in the world to be right now. So thanks to everybody. I do want to say a special prayers and concerns for Brenda and Terry Hill as they continue to recover from their health issues. That know that we are here and thinking about you all the time. So stay safe, be smart.
Thank you so much. And certainly we do think about Terry and Brenda every day, and Brenda's here working as every day. But we think about Terry at home and the surgery he's gone through, and glad that he's doing well. Hope he's doing better soon. I just want to report to you guys and to everyone else. Everyone probably already understands this, but yesterday we had another good day of testing throughout the county with 552 tests yesterday at the 3 sites. Today is the last day for the Kroger site at South Warren High School. It's already completely full. Those who have appointments, I hope they'll show up and take full advantage of that, because it's an easy, quick thing to hold on just one second. It's an easy, quick thing to drive through. It takes very, very little time. It moves quickly. There are 4 zip clinics next week. There is the, and those people who want to pre-register and get through those clinics as quickly as possible can pre-register at https://zipclinic.com. We'll post this on the screen. location.com/location/Kentucky COVID testing to register online or call 211. The United Way, call 211 and they'll get you registered over the telephone. But the 4 tests by Zip Clinic next week are Monday at La Luz del Mundo Church at number 9 West 12th Street. And that's from 10 until 5. And then Tuesday on the 12th, Curbside Ministries again, which had a banner day the other day, and that's at 1222 North Lee Street. This would be the second time over there. And then Thursday, we're skipping Wednesday. Then Thursday, the 14th, at the BG Learning Center, the old Dishman McGinnis School, at 503 Old Morgantown Road, again from 10 to 5. And then Friday at Parker Bennett Elementary. This is the second time there, and they had a huge turnout yesterday. And the Bowling Green Housing Authority is working at Abraham Williams, is making sure that people know about this site. So that's part of the reason we had such a good turnout. But and that Parker Bennett Elementary School at 165 Webb Avenue. There are 3 new Bluegrass Medical sites that will be this coming week. 2 of those days will be at the Aquatic Center, the Russell Sims Aquatic Center on off Veterans Memorial Parkway. And then there'll be another day that is still, unless Tim Robinson can tell me different, that is still not locked in on the location. They've got a couple of locations they're working with, and they're trying to get these locations placed properly for particularly international. But they're open for everyone, but they're trying to address and target the international communities and the minority communities that are underserved and over affected in many ways. And but I'll get with you on those additional ones. But for these, you can call. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call 211 to pre-register, and that'll help you get through these clinics much faster in regard to whichever clinic you decide to go to. But there'll be 7 clinics operating next week, and we hope that people will take advantage of it, because these testing will certainly, just by the nature of testing more, will drive our numbers up. But what we're finding out with these numbers is that our percentage of positive cases are much smaller, and that's very helpful. But there's a lot of other data that we're picking up that help us to analyze this and help us to reopen businesses in a safer manner. And we're going to continue to do these for some time. But meanwhile, we're going to continue to work at opening the businesses and working with the business committee and the leadership at the Bowling Green Warren County Chamber of Commerce. Now, we're going to go on with the report from the county attorney, Amy Milliken, who's with us online, although I haven't seen her this morning. She's on here somewhere.
I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here. I wanted to take this opportunity to send my condolences out to Kevin Wiles and his family. Kevin lost his mother this week, and we want to certainly send our condolences to him and his family.
I didn't know that.
I also, yes, a very sad time for that family. Also want to wish I have 2 graduates, I'll say 3 graduates, because my 5th grader is leaving Potter Gray to go to Bowling Green Junior High School. And she says she is a graduate too. But Chloe graduates from Bowling Green High School, and Abby graduates from Western. So I've got 3 graduates who are not getting to walk the line, and it's just been a really different end of the school year. So I want to send a shout out to all the teachers who have had to find a new way of teaching online, and to all the students, particularly those who are transitioning, whether it's from elementary to junior high or junior high to high school or high school to college or leaving college going into the real world. My thoughts are with them, because I just can't imagine not getting to go to prom and not getting to walk the line and having their accomplishments recognized. So I think all the schools are doing everything they can to see that the children are recognized. So shout out to the teachers and administrators for doing all of that.
You know, the thing is, we look at all the sacrifices that businesses and adults have made, and sometimes we fail to recognize the extraordinary sacrifices that our children and grandchildren have made, but it would be very difficult to finish high school or college and not have some pomp and circumstance, and have, you know, at least go through the motions and celebrate the achievements that you've made over the previous 4 years. And it's, you know, I have a 8th grader who's going to high school this year, and you know, there's no graduation from junior high, and there's no celebration. He gets a little post online, and that's it. So maybe they don't recognize it as a significant loss, but certainly those of us who have grown up with that sense of normality understand that they're losing a little bit of that, and that's unfortunate. But there are a lot of people losing a lot of things during this virus, this epidemic that we're fighting right now. And sure hate it for your kids and for my grandkids, and I know that particularly Abby and Chloe are disappointed that they're not getting to do all those things that are so normal for most everyone else in every other year except this year. Anything going on in your office you need to tell us about, or anything that in the community that...
We continue to work closely with the health department. Sheriff Hightower and I have had some interesting issues come up from those who didn't necessarily want to quarantine, and Sheriff Hightower has stepped up, and we've tried to both think outside the box to correct and just fix the problems. And so we've worked really well together on these issues, and everything is, we're busy. We stay busy. We're trying to stay ahead of our dockets, because they are, once the courts open, I think the judges will be overwhelmed. I think all of the agencies dealing with all the cases will be overwhelmed. So we're trying to continue to work those and get ahead of them. And at the same time, assist the health department with any people who don't want to quarantine, which I don't understand. Some are reluctant to quarantine, but the sheriff has been instrumental in assisting me with all that. So thank you to Sheriff Hightower.
That has been a tough call, and I'm glad that you and the sheriff have gotten involved with it. I know it was, public health was sweating those people that they didn't know how to handle that. So thank you for working with them to enforce those necessary things to keep everyone else safe. Okay. Ms. Hale, do you have anything that you'd like to share with us?
Thank you so much, Judge.
You're looking good today. Thank you very much for all your hard work and shuffling back and forth to make sure that Terry's in good shape as well.
Thank you.
Deputy Judge Executive.
Hey, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. What?
I left someone out a few minutes earlier, and I really want to thank James, Bobby, and Dean. They came up, put in some dividers this week I've brought all of our staff back now. We're not working every other day. They came up and put dividers for the ones that were not 6 foot apart. They also are getting our glass up. So I didn't want to leave them out. I forgot all about it earlier, but I wanted to say they were a huge help this week for us too, with everybody coming back. So thank you.
You're right, and I'm glad they're getting that done because you really couldn't open without that. Thank you very much for bringing that to our attention and giving a shout out to James and his staff. Deputy Judge Marie Smith, are you on?
Yes, I'm here, Judge, and I hope everyone will stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work, Marie. I appreciate you so much. I've got one quick bit of business that I need to share with you all. I know you're interested, but a proclamation today. Signed the proclamation here for Older Americans Month. This is May is Older Americans Month, and it's very short, but I'll just read it real quickly. It just reads, whereas Warren County, can everyone see me? Okay. Whereas Warren County, Kentucky includes a growing number of older Americans who make countless contributions to our community every day, and whereas Warren County, Kentucky is stronger when people of all ages, abilities, and I was trying to figure out what you were pointing at. You were pointing at the older people on the fiscal court. Okay, gotcha. Whereas Warren County is stronger when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds are included and encouraged to make their mark, and whereas Warren County, Kentucky recognizes the importance of the physical, mental, social, and emotional well-being of its citizens, and whereas Warren County, Kentucky can support our community members by promoting independence, inclusion, and participation, engaging older adults through education, recreation, and service, and connecting people with opportunities to share their time, experience, and talents. Now, therefore, I, Michael O. Buchanan, and members of the Warren County Fiscal Court do hereby proclaim May 2020 to be Older Americans Month, and we urge every resident to recognize older adults and the people who support them as essential members of our community. And signed by Michael O. Buchanan, Judge Executive, and I want to take this point of personal privilege and say Happy Mother's Day to my mother, who is at Chandler Assisted Living, and they're having a Mother's Day event here later today. And although I won't get to see her in person because they're in lockdown for their protection, I asked my mother about this lockdown thing, and she said, well, I don't have anywhere to go, really. And so she's very pleased to be there and feels very comfortable there, and I'm very proud of her and very proud to wish her a happy Mother's Day today. Is there any other business to be brought before this body?
Hey, Judge, I forgot to also throw a shout out to Tony and Sharon Payne, who celebrated their anniversary yesterday, so congratulations to them.
That's right. I saw that, Tony. Very, very happy for you and Sharon. Very happy for you. And my condolences to Sharon.
Thank you, Judge.
Very happy for both you all. Any other business to be, pardon me?
Already been called a saint.
Well, and she truly is. She truly is, and you know why. But our congratulations to you. And is there any other business to be brought before this group today?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn by Squire Lawrence, second by...
When's our next meeting?
Oh, Lord, let's see. Yep, before we get to second on that, our next fiscal court meeting is Friday, May 22nd, 2020 at 9 a.m. Friday, May 22nd, 2020 at 9 a.m. And it will continue to be a virtual meeting on Zoom. So we'll see you all here again Friday, May 22nd, 9 a.m. We have a second to the motion to adjourn. Motion by second by Squire Cummings, motion by Squire Lawrence. We're adjourned. Thank you all. Stay safe.